Today I'm going to show you how to build a casual Boros Magic the Gathering standard format deck and some basic on how to duel. There are many other types of formats in Magic the Gathering, not just standard. I won't be able to get into all of them in this video. This is not tournament level deck building either. It's just meant to play with friends or maybe a Friday night Magic get together. You're not going to win a tournament. There are many different types of decks you can build from the 5 colors available, which are black, red, white, blue, and green. And some cards will not have a specific color, while others will have multiple color combinations. Mana is what you'll use to play a card. There are land cards. These are called land cards. They can be basic land cards that show one color mana, or dual lands which show more than one mana. They can be basic land cards that show one color mana, or dual lands which show more than one mana color. When a card doesn't show a specific color, you can use any color in your mana field that when a card doesn't show a specific color, you can use any color in the mana you have on your field. We'll talk about the field a little more when I duel my husband. Building your deck. A standard deck needs a minimum of 60 cards, and you can only have 4 cards with the same name, except basic lands, and if a card says different land, of course. To begin, we're going to choose our win card. I like Aurelia the War Leader. Aurelia the War Leader, she has flying, vigilance, haste, and whenever Aurelia the War Leader attacks for the first time each turn, untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. So she's pretty awesome. She costs 2 colorless mana, 2 red mana, or mountains, and 2 white mana, or plains. You can see mana in the top right corner, and then there's power and toughness in the bottom right corner. She is a 3/4. Her power is 3 and 4 is her toughness. A card has power and toughness on the bottom right of the card. A card's power is how much damage it can do, and its toughness is how much damage it can take. A win card isn't technically the card that you'll win with, but it is a card that can help you begin building your deck, as you'll have a sense of what you want your deck to be. And if you get that beauty out, like if I get Aurelia the War Leader out at the right time, if I get Aurelia the War Leader out at the right time, it might be what evens the battlefield or wins the war. Don't assume that getting your win card out is going to win you the game. You're still facing an opponent that could be able to counter it. Put a win card over here. Okay. Next, we're going to have to choose our cards that go with her. Boros Elite is a good card. It's a 1/1, but it's a 1 mana cost. It costs 1 plains or 1 white mana. A Battalion. Whenever Boros Elite and at least 2 other creatures attack, Boros Elite gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Now, Battalion is something that Boros has, and It basically means that you have to have 3 creatures on the field, and when there's 3 creatures on the field, the card that has battalion, or cards that have battalion, their effect will activate, and whatever their effect says is what happens. Of course, again, your opponent can counter. Okay, let's see. Boros Elite. Who else is good? Who else is good? Ooh, Boros Reckoner is good. Boros Reckoner is a 3/3 that costs 3 red or white mana, which means I could pay for it with combination of the color, red or white, or I could pay for it with just reds, or I could pay it with just whites. And whenever Boros Reckoner is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target creature or player. I can pay red or white mana, 1 red or white mana, and then Boros Reckoner gains first strike until end of turn. So yeah, he's pretty awesome. Okay, so that's another card. And we got any more cards in here that are really good for them? Well, we got Aurelia's Fury. That's good. Frontline Medic. That's a great battalion. Whenever Frontline Medic and at least 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control are indestructible this turn. That is a great card. Okay. Got Legion's Initiative. That's a great card. Ooh, Legion Loyalist. It's always great to get Legion Loyalists out on the field at first play. Whole set of most of these cards. Ooh, Firemane Avenger. Firemane Avenger has flying, which is awesome because with flying, a card that doesn't have flying cannot block it. And it also has battalion. It costs 2 colorless and 1 red and 1 white mana. Whenever Firemane Avenger and at least 2 other creatures attack, remember battalion, Firemane Avenger deals 3 damage to target creature or player, and you gain 3 life. And it's a 3/3. Don't you just love gaining life? Okay, so we've got a few cards. Let's go through these cards. I'm going to put the deck together. Okay. You want between 35 and 40 creatures, sorceries, instants, enchantments, and/or artifacts. Since we're making a Boros deck, we'll need cards that can get out quick and do damage, also known as being aggressive. Okay, I think we're good. Now let's go into mana. Next, you'll need to do one of the most confusing parts, and this I actually had a lot of trouble figuring out. It's to get enough mana. Some people usually get too much mana, or you get no mana at all. And you'll need about 18, 25 lands or mana cards. Let's get started for our own. Okay. Lay out your cards by their mana cost. Okay, so we got a Boros Reckoner. That's 3 mana. 1 mana, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 1, 1. Let's say that's 2. Oh, 4, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, and you just keep going. Now, based on my deck, I will need about 20 cards, 20 land cards, that is. Okay, so like I was doing, you put them in order from least to greatest. Now, look at your mana curve. Okay, when you look at your mana curve, determine what lands you'll need. Take the number of mana symbols of that color, add them up, and divide by 2. This is how I do it. This is basically how many you'll need. For example, if you had 30, that total 45. For example, if you had 30, that total 45 white mana. you would need around 25 white lands. Do this for each color cards you have. Okay, put my deck together. Now that we have a deck sorted, we're going to shuffle it multiple times to mix them up. My husband is here to duel me and show you the basics. Take a look. Before you can begin your duel, you pass your deck to your opponent so they can shuffle it or cut it. You'll both need to roll a dice. Winner chooses who goes first. Then you draw 7 cards. If you don't feel the cards you've drawn will help you for the beginning of the duel, you can mulligan, which means shuffling the cards back into your deck. Then you draw again. Each time you do this, you draw 1 less card. So if I choose to mulligan, I would get 6 cards instead of 7. But I have a good starting hand, so I'm going to keep it. Okay. Most people keep track of their life total on the 20-sided dice. You start with 20 life, and some cards can increase that. Like I was saying earlier, don't you love to gain life? Since I rolled the highest, I'll be going first. The person that goes first does not draw a card, they skip that step. The person that goes first doesn't draw a card, they skip that step. So, I will not be picking off of here. I'm going to play a land. To play a card, I'm going to play a land. To play a card, tap the number of lands that card has on the top right corner. Tapping means turning it sideways to show it's being used. Some cards have effects. This card has. I'm going to tap this. I'm going to play Legion Loyalist. Some cards have effects. This card has haste, which means it doesn't have summoning sickness. Usually when a card first comes into play, it starts with summoning sickness, unless its text says otherwise. Since I can't attack and he has no cards to block mine, I have a free hit on his life. To use a card that is on the field, tap it unless its text or effects say otherwise. I declare an attack by saying, I attack with Legion Loyalist. He takes 1 damage and changes his life total on his dice. If he had a creature card on the field, he might have blocked my attack. To block the opponent, To block, the opponent has to declare an attack. Then you can declare which creature you'll be blocking. Your creatures will do damage to each other. If you block with more than one creature, the attacker chooses how much damage that blocked creature's power will do to each blocking creature. Equally from what they have, of course. I have my win card. I have my win card. Let's see how well he'll do now that I have this many creatures and my win card. My side is looking good. I will tap 2 white mana, 2 colorless, and 2 red to play Aurelia the War Leader. So, I'll attack, attack, attack. Bam, 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 bam. Remember, she gets +2, so she's a 3/3 now. That's a 2/2, that's a 3/3, and he's a 3/3. She's a 3/4. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't even have to attack the next turn. You've already lost so much life. I won. Now, if I found a card, if I found I had cards that didn't really work out against his deck, I have a side deck to go with. A side deck contains no more than 15 cards, and are there for when you're going to continue against the same opponent and want to switch out for a card that may be more effective against that person's type of deck. There are many types of decks which deal with cards that deal damage without needing to attack with creatures. There are many types of decks. You can make a beatdown deck with large creatures, burn decks which use instances and just cards that deal damage without needing to attack the creatures. Mill decks where you play cards to cause your opponent to lose cards from their library. I lose so much with that deck. Because if you run out of those, if you run out of cards in your library, you lose. And there's so many more. here you can see the many different items you can buy magic cards in. There are here you can see where you can buy what you can. Here you can see what your cards can come into. When you go to a store, you can buy booster packs, an intro pack, which contains a pre-made deck. Dual decks, where you can go just get it, 2 decks, play with someone. Deck Builder's Toolkit, that's fun. Holiday gift set. They actually have little tabs and stickers and stuff. I'm in here, Zelda. Come on, I'm in here. Booster box, that's kind of expensive and shouldn't be bought, probably really shouldn't be bought by a beginner. There's the event decks, and I said I'm in here, baby girl. Zelda! And these items you can buy. You can buy online at Channel Fireball and Carter Kingdom. These places you can buy singles. And you can buy those packs and things from Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Amazon, and sometimes Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble mostly has like books and can teach you how to play more in depth. And Star City Games. You can go there as well to learn more. If you want to go to a card shop to buy cards and to play with others on days like Friday Night Magic, you can visit the Wizards of the Coast's store locator on their website and find a store closest to you. The link to the website will be in the description of the video. I hope this was even a little bit helpful to you. Thank you.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, if you guys are doing that stage,
You get to choose who goes first, so. Me? Okay. Shuffle my deck. Cut yours. While he's doing his shuffling, what I'm doing is cutting.
Next time we're going to check out the Wild West again. I did fairly well. Last time I got a new place to show off as well. And there is a Yeti hanging out in the Wild West.
I'm putting this on the 20 dice, 20 side,
Okay, I'm doing the same.
because we start out with 20 life. Put my Johnny facing me. Woo.
7. Okay, each player draws 7 cards.
7 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And since he said I will go first, I'm going to play a Plains, which is a land, a basic land. I will tap it to play Boros Elite.
Give yourself enough time to explain what it is, and the baby's taking off with the dice. Say thank you.
Thank you. Boros Elite, it costs 1 white mana, or plains. It is a human soldier creature, and it has battalion. It's a 1/1 creature. Battalion is when I have 2 or more creatures attacking. Well, 3 or more creatures attacking. He will get, she, a +2/+2 until the end of the turn.
That's enough. Remember, you're going to be able to edit, so you can speed it up.
I can speed it up.
I mean, you can cut out the dead time. That's what I'm saying. Okay, signal this my turn. Okay, now you explain why you didn't draw and why I got to draw. Okay, so I think it over. Okay, I play an island, and then I play Ornithopter. Ornithopter costs no mana, so you explain why I didn't tap mana, because I played an Ornithopter, and then it has an artifact, so it has summoning sickness, so I can't do anything for this short turn.
Okay. So I will play this one. Okay. So I'll play a mountain, and I will tap 2 to play True Fire Paladin.
Okay, now you explain that he's gold, and that he's multicolored, and what that means.
Okay.
Okay. You also talk about your baby. And, okay, so you explain what gold and multicolored is. Okay, you explain that since your Boris Lee have been on field for a turn, you can attack now.
Attack now.
Okay, so I go to my combat phase, and I attack. Okay. Ornithopter has no power, but it does have toughness. It won't die to my Boris Elite, so I'm just going to go ahead, block it. Neither creature is strong enough to kill each other. Combat's over. Okay. Okay. And then you signal that it's my turn. Okay. So I draw. I play a mountain. Okay. I tap 2 things. Play my creature. You remark, well, he's playing another artifact creature, but he's using colored mana. That could mean something. Okay? Like, Ornithopter has no power, and his Bronze Sable just came into play. So, that's my turn. Okay, now just play your land. Don't play a creature yet.
Don't play a creature.
Yeah, just play your land. Okay.
Just play tapped land.
Yeah. Okay, you explain what's special about that. That's a multicolored land. Okay. Since it can
land,
produce
right?
since it can produce for 2 mana, it's very powerful, but it comes into play tapped, so I can't use it that turn. So, seeing that one creature would die if I attacked it, and that I have this open mana, like to make my True Fire Paladin get a special ability, like I'm just going to attack with my True Fire Paladin.
Wait a second.
I explain what vigilance is.
Yeah, and vigilance and why he's powerful. Okay, and like say, knowing that he can't beat True Fire Paladin with either of his cards, like he takes the damage, goes to 18. Okay, do you have any card you can play?
Yeah, no, I don't have a card.
Okay, well then you pass the turn to me. Aww. Okay, I draw. Okay. I play my third lane. I tap my things. It's like, and then you're like, you're like, oh, that's why he played all his artifact creatures. So that creature is a 2/3, but he gets flying if he controls an artifact. Okay. This makes him stronger than both my creatures, plus they can't block it. Okay. I can't, he still can't attack with any of his creatures because my creatures would kill any of his, so he passes the turn back to me.
We got him. That actually shocked him that time. That was crazy. He's shocking from like any round or any level. Like he's shooting several rows with chain reactions and stuff. It's actually quite impressive. Go ahead.
Play Boris Reckoner. Okay.
Okay, wait, no, just, yeah, no, attack with True Fire Paladin. Okay. Okay. Like, knowing that he has enough, that you have enough mana with True Fire Paladin to kill any of my creatures, I still can't block because of his abilities. So I take another 2 damage. Okay. You say, I go to my second main phase, and then you explain what your second main phase is, and now you play Boros Reckoner.
Let's see what he does. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm so glad I got to use that. That was awesome.
Alright, now pull your paladin back too.
That sends out a cloud to
And there, explain how powerful Boros Reckoner is, that he's a hybrid card that can be played with either thing, and then you pass the turn back. Draw.
Oh, I have 5 now.
Okay. Untap all my stuff. I play a mountain. And then this is where I drop the hammer. Bam! Scrapyard Mongrel. Okay. 5/3 with trample because I have all these artifacts. Okay. Now you can't block my Aeronaut Tinkerer, so I'm just going to attack with it. You explain what flying is, and that none of your creatures have reach for flying, so they can't block. Okay, so you take 2. Okay, I have nothing else left to play. Pass the turn back to you.
Save a little bit of time, maybe. Actually, that's a good question. Do I actually want to do that, or should I do that for maybe get some points?
I'm getting way too much mountain over here.
Let's see that.
Yeah, but you're gonna win when you play Aurelia.
Huh?
You're gonna win when you play Aurelia anyway, because I'm gonna attack with everything, and you're not gonna block, and then you're gonna punch me by playing Aurelia.
Okay. Okay. So what do I play now?
Do you have any cards that you can play? It's not Aurelia.
Boros Elite and Boros Charm.
Play Boros Elite.
Okay.
Alright, now attack with your 3 creatures. Okay. Alright, now give it quick. Point to your Boros Elite and make like a hand gesture. And like, okay. You just explained to me that he got bigger. I'm like, okay, well, I'm still going to kill it with this. And then, no, this is where you tap your mana, you play Boros Charm, giving it double strike. Explain what double strike is, explain why your creature lives. Okay. And then
I pass it on. Wait, you take damage, right?
yeah, so 5. I'm at 11.
Okay, now it's your turn.
He's like, I just killed my husband's key card. Okay, wait, there's more. He taps 4 of his things, and he plays the Mighty Juggernaut. And he also plays an Ornithopter. So he has a very big board.
And why exactly did he die?
Because you got double strike, and double strike is like first strike only better. You got to do damage to Scrapyard Mongrel before Mongrel did damage to you.
Wasn't he a 5/5?
It was a 5/3.
Oh, 5/5. Okay.
So still knowing that you have no flying creatures, I attack with everything. And you take 4.
What if I do? You might be taking a lot of bites if I do that.
15, like 14.
It's a little bit scary.
Alright, and I'm going to turn to you. You want to tap everything.
Some real walnuts everywhere. Yeah, so he's still coming. There we go. Finally got him. That was like a critical hit or something. I'm not quite sure that works.
It went annoying?
That was crazy.
Sweet loyalist.
And we're both attacking that.
So we're just going to talk about parity right now. And you're going to say, you're going to look at my creatures, you're going to look at your creatures, and you're like, it really doesn't help me to attack right now, so I'm just going to keep my creatures back and block.
Okay.
Alright, so you pass the turn back to me. Okay. I untap. I don't have anything to play, I'm just going to attack you with a flyer. Okay, so you're going to take 2.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. This guy has armor or something.
Pass the turn back to me.
Nice. I'm shocking lots of people.
Legion Loyalist again.
Oh dear.
Alright, I'm still not drawing anything.
We're still
Pass the turn back to you. Okay, so untap.
There we go. Now, what do I want to actually
Okay, I'm gonna.
say? It's a little bit crazy to me.
kill that Boros Elite over there. Okay, and we're going to explain a burn spell right quick. Okay, play Magma Jet, targeting that. You're going to say it deals 2 damage to that. There's that. Okay, and attack you for 2. This is the point where you say, oh, things are starting to get hopeless. All I need is to draw a land. I thought I put, what's that?
Legion Loyalist.
Shoot the prospectors. Got him, or whatever. I don't know if that's even what he's called, but that could be what he's called.
Look over there, see if you have a way.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Why didn't we think of that earlier?
Okay.
And you had to hold back from excitement. So it took so long, and you play the mountain, and you like tap everything. And then you just attack with everything.
Okay, so attack. That would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.